Hello guys, welcome back to another stream. So today we'll be doing another project. Now this is the project that one of you guys suggested. That is, you said to do a clothing brand. So I'm here with a clothing brand project for you guys. So let's let's go ahead and start the project. So first what I'm going to do is obviously make my index.html file and a style.js file and a script.js file. Just like that. Those are the three very essential that we need. I'll go to index.html file and quickly make our boilerplate. So while I do that, right? You can go ahead and like the stream already, and if if you want to keep watching the stream, you can. I don't think I can restrict you with that, right? So what I'm doing is this will be a brand called Looks. Actually, we'll name the brand Coden. Why not? Coden fashion brand or whatever you want to call it. Also do premium. I don't know. I don't know if you are premium though. So yep. The next thing what I want you to do is also link our style tag. So just like that. And down in script dot, I'm gonna make a script.js to link it just like that. Now let's go ahead and actually make our WordPress. Before we do that, let's start the live server. I'm gonna click on go live, and it will open my live server. Give it a second. There we go. It opened the live server, and I'm gonna just do this. And there we go, that's our live server. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make this really quick because by now I think you have already know how HTML works because we have made a lot of projects. So this time I'm just going to do very fast because this is not a like small project that you usually do like Pomodoro and other stuff, right? This is a really big project because we're basically just building a whole website. So I'm just gonna go faster than usual. So I'm gonna make a header, and I meant to make header there. I'm gonna make a header tag. Inside the header tag, I'm gonna make a nav tag, which is navbar, and I'm also gonna make a div for logo. So this is our logo. I'm just gonna do Coden floating. I can do that, right? And after that, what I'm gonna do is make a UL tag with a class of nav links, which is like the standard at this point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a li tag. Inside a li tag, I'm going to make I'm going to make an anchor tag, which will basically lead to specific places. I'm going to make about 4 of them. I think 4 of them should be enough. So next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to link it with specific sections that we'll be making throughout the code. I'm going to do that, and under that I'm just going to do contact. Inside this I'm going to make home, and I'm going to make products, I'm going to make about, and I'm going to make contacts. So I'm just gonna, I meant to do about there, and I'm also going to do about there, and contact, I'm just going to do that. So that is our things, right? That is our navbar. After the navbar, I'm going to make nav's actions. I'm going to make a div called nav actions here. Just like that. Inside this, what I'm going to do is make a button with a class of cart button. So basically be a add to cart button that we'll be making. We'll basically will not do add to cart, but I'll basically try to make a simulation of that. So you can look forward to that. So after what I'm going to do is I need to do one thing. That is, we'll be using font awesome icons. So I need to import the font awesome link to actually use the font awesome icons. So with that link, we can use font awesome icons. After that, what I'm going to do is come down to button. I'm going to do on click here and put a function called toggle cart, which we'll be making using JavaScript, so you don't have to worry about that. But for now, I'm just going to put that when we click this button, this function will trigger. And it will just do, first I'm going to make a I tag, which is the icon tag. I'm going to give it a class saying fa dash shopping cart to pull out the shopping cart icon. And with that, I think it should be done. So I'm just going to do cart, just like that. And I'm going to do cart here. And after that, what I'm going to do is come down here, a span tag with a count saying 0, which will be the number of items that is added to the cart. Okay, I'm going to give it a class saying cart count, and also an ID of cart count, just like that. There we go. So after that, that is our header. So let's move on to other section, which is our hero section. I'm just gonna put a comment saying hero section, just like that. I'm gonna make a section, and it will have a class of hero and ID of home. Home. So under this, what I'm gonna do is make a hero BG, which will be essentially our background. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a hero content div, which will basically have all of our content. The first one will be h1 saying premium fashion, just like that. Next one will be p, and I'm just gonna put some text which I already have here. This will say discover timeless pieces that define your unique style and elevate your wardrobe. By the way, guys, have you ever bought premium clothing? Let me know. Do you like premium clothing? Do you find it worth it? What is it? Let me know in the chat. I'm gonna look it after. So what I'm gonna do is do shop collection. Okay, I'm gonna do shop collection here, like that. And after that, what I'm gonna do is just do products and do product section here, just like that. And here what I'm going to do is do section dot, I'm going to make a products, and I'm just going to do ID products. That was our hero section. Yeah. And after that, what I'm going to do is make this. So this is a section that will basically show all of our products. I'm going to do section title. Under this, I'm going to do h2 and say featured collection, just like that. Under this, I'm going to make just say curated pieces for the modern wardrobe, just like that. And that is our div. Under this, what I'm going to do is make some filters. So these are the filters that will basically filter, is it a men product, a women product, is it an accessory, or just all of our products in a single line, right? So for this, we'll be using the filter higher order function in the JavaScript. But I still need to make a few buttons to actually do this. So what I'm going to do is make a button that will have filter button. Okay. And just like that, and this will have a content of all items. So when you click this item, this button, all the items will show and not filter it, you know. It will show all of them, all of the items. Now on click, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trigger a function called filter products, right? Just like that. And initially, you will pass a parameter called all because it's all items. Now, what I'm going to do is paste it 3 times. The first one will be active. So why am I doing this? Is by default, the all will be active all the time, like by default. If the user clicks on other 3 buttons, then it will just sort it accordingly. So what I'm going to do here is this all stays the same. And this is for CSS because when you click on all, then it will just show it getting selected, and we'll just use the JavaScript to actually use this function to actually, you know, show the display of the products accordingly. So what I'm going to do here is, for now, I'm just going to pass few things that will basically catch from the filter functions again. I also need to do this, so I'm just gonna do men's, I guess. I'm gonna do women's, just like that, and just do accessories, just like that. And now I think we should be done here. At last, I'm just gonna make a div for the products. As you know, we'll be making grid. I will be using grid as to display the products. So I'm just gonna make a empty div for appending all of our products. So I'm just gonna do that, and I'll just say products will be appended here. I'm gonna do that. I'll put a comment right there. After that, what I'm gonna do is make a cart model. So what is this basically? When you click on the cart right here, it will basically show a sidebar, which like a sidebar will appear, and it will basically just, you know, show all of the things that you have already added to the cart. So we're basically making that. So first what I'm going to do for that is make a main div for cart model and also have a ID of cart model. Under this, I'm going to make a cart content. And under this, I'm going to make a cart header. Under this, I'm going to make a h3, which I also need an icon here. So I'm quickly going to pull out this one right here. Inside this, what I'm going to do is paste this here. Now I just need to change this for the shopping bag, just like that. And I'm just going to do shopping cart, and under this I'm going to make a button with a class of, I'm going to scroll down actually, close cart. And under this, what I'm going to do is paste the icon. I'm going to change the class to fa times, which will basically have a close icon, just like that. This is basically our close button. I'm going to do on click. I'm going to do toggle cart. Toggle cart. Just like that. And I think we should be done. And yeah, I think we should be done after this. At least for this div, actually. So next thing what I'm gonna make is we're gonna make a so this was for the cart, right? The next thing that we'll be making is the cart items, which I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna make a div for, what am I doing? For cart items. And I'm gonna make another class saying empty cart, and also do another div for empty cart icon. Hopefully I didn't butcher the spelling. Do I have, okay, I still have the icon copied. So this will actually need a cart actually, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna do your cart is empty. So initially, if it's an empty cart, I'm just gonna do that. And cart total. What I'm gonna do is just make a div called cart total. I mean, as the name suggests, they'll basically show the total of the cart. I don't think I need to explain it, right? And I'm just gonna do total price and just do total price, just like that, to call it from the JavaScript. I'm gonna do total just like that, and let's say initially it's 0.00, just like that. And under this, I'm gonna make a button that will have a class of check out. Button will basically check out, okay? and I'm gonna put a content right here saying proceed to checkout. I'm gonna make a on click saying show check out, and yeah, that should be it. That is our checkout function. And after that, what I'm going to do is do checkout form. So after you click on checkout, it will basically submit a form. So I'm just going to do checkout form, and also do checkout form, just like that. Under this, what I'm going to do is just show button. I will have a class of back to cart, and also have a on click back to cart, and also have a on click of hide checkout, just like that. And also I'm gonna put an icon. I want to put an icon here. So this icon will be a arrow left. What I'm gonna do is just type arrow left here, and that will basically just like that. And yeah, that is about it. The next is I'm gonna make an actual form. So I'm just gonna do form, and here on action, what I'm gonna do is do on submit. It will basically call a function that we'll be making from JavaScript called process order. It will take the event, which is the form submission, as an input. And what I'm going to do is do class. I'm going to call this a form section. Under this form section, there will be a lot of things. The first thing will be in h4. We'll be making an h4, which will have a icon first, saying a box, just like that. And also I'm gonna make a I'm gonna do shipping information. I'm basically asking the user for information to ship it. It will obviously be a dummy form, but yeah. Let me know if you want to actually do a full-on form submission with all backend stuff. If you want to see that, you can actually tell me in the comments. And after that, and by the way, if you want the code to this, I'll put the link to the code, to the source code, in the description after the stream ends. If I forget, I'll not forget. I promise. So after that, what I'm going to do is do input here, and yeah, that's about it. So what I'm going to do is I just ID and do full name. I'm going to put name. I'm also going to do full name here. And I'm also going to put required, just like that. And yeah, I think that should be done. Now, what I'm going to do here is, this was the full name. Now, this is obviously, we'll put email here. I'll put email here. How about their day, guys? You can actually, please let me know in the comments or in the chat. How was your day? For me, it was pretty alright. Kind of a hectic day, honestly. And yeah, please let me know. So this is for address. I'm just going to put address here. I want to type address here. And copy this. Put this here. Put this here. Copy this again. Actually, I don't think I need to copy here. I'm gonna make a form row. I need to make a form row here. I'm gonna do form row. Under this, I'm gonna paste the same thing now, just like that. This is for city, so I'm just gonna do city here. Make city here. I'm just gonna copy, and this will not be email actually. I don't know why I'm putting this email. This will be text. Just like that. This will also be text. And I need to put city, and yeah, I think that should be done. Now what I'm going to do is probably for my document, just like that. And here I'm just gonna do that. Just like that. Zip code. I'm just gonna paste that here, and that is one form row done. So here what I'm gonna do is take this form row, and under this we'll make another form group. Here what we're making is basically making a drop down. So for country we'll be making a drop down. So I'm gonna use a select, just like that. Here the name will be country, and the ID will also be country. Here what I'm gonna do is also put a required here, come down here, and have a bunch of options, which will have a value. Initially it will be nothing, right? But I need to make a lot of this, so I can make for US, Canada, United Kingdom, other stuff. You can make a lot of these, but for now I'm not gonna make a lot of these. I'm just gonna make few. US, CA, UK, AU, and DE. For FR, I guess, for France. And other thing is IT for Italy, and ES, Espanol for Spain, I guess. And NL for Netherlands, and JP for Japan. Just like that. Now I'm just gonna have to type United States and make Canada and Australia, Germany, France, I actually forgot this. This is Germany. Here is United Kingdom. It is France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, and Japan. There we go. That was all of our things. Now in the top, I'm just gonna do select country. Just like that. Now we have a good, decent enough drop down. Now after that form group, what I'm gonna do is basically that was all of our form for this section. So what I'm gonna do here is this was our first form section. What I'm gonna do here is after that form section, I'm gonna make another form section. Just like that, and under this we'll have other few stuff, and this form section will have credit card information. So yeah, I'm just gonna make a force and also have a icon tag and saying FAS FA credit card, and here I'll just say payment information, just like that. I'll make a payment methods div. Under this, what I'm going to do is make few divs. So this will be the actual, select payment and other stuff. It will have a div of payment method, just like that. Under this, I'm also going to put a icon tag. So I'm just going to put this one right here. And this will be our credit card. So I'm just going to put credit card, like that. And here what I'm going to do is also give it a on-click function of select payment, I guess. Select payment. Initially it'll be for credit, just like that. And yeah, that is all of our things. So what I'm going to do here is come here and just type this 2 times. Initial, this will be active. This will basically be a navbar kind of thing. So yeah, here I'll basically be making PayPal, and this will be for Apple. After doing that, I'm just gonna do FAS, FA, PayPal. I have to put B here. That will make as PayPal. And also do Apple Pay. So I'm just gonna do Apple Pay. Now initially this is crossed right now. I'm gonna put B and this will fix it. Just like that. And yeah. That is our payment method. So next thing what I need to do is put if the thing is selected, I need to put the credit card information, right? What I'm gonna do here is make an ID and put credit card form. And here I'm gonna make a form group. And inside this there will be a label again. This will be for card number, just like that. And under this will be input. It'll be text and also have an ID of card number. It'll basically be just like that. I should have like just copied it, but oh well. Name, I'm gonna do card number, and also do placeholder. I'm just gonna put 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 1 2 and 3 4 5 6. You can just do that and also put this required, just like that. So this is one thing. Now I'm gonna make a form row. Inside this, I'm just gonna copy this, paste it right here. Just gonna paste it right here. So this is 2 form group inside the form row. This will be for expiry date for the card. And I'm just gonna put expiry date here, just like that. I want to put text. I'm just gonna copy this here, paste here. Placeholder, it will just be like what? This. I think that's accurate. The next thing I need to do is put that. So what I'm gonna do is do card name. Name on card. I'm just gonna copy this, paste here, paste here. I don't need placeholder for this. I'm just gonna cut that. And that is our form group. Now we'll check the form section of this. I'm down here. And here I'm gonna make a div for total price and ID for checkout total. And after that, what I'm going to do is total. After like taxes or everything, whatever, if you want taxes. So that I'm just put a button. And what I'm going to do is first it'll just do place order. And now I need to put few stuff here. So what I'm going to do is put an icon tag with a class FAS, FA rocket, and under this will be a type to submit, and also have a class to place order button. After that, there we go. That is all of the things that we need. And that should be our card model. So Yeah, after the cart model, which is this right here, what I'm gonna do is basically add a footer section because footer is essential. Put here and do footer dot footer. And here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do footer content just like that. Under this, I'm gonna make a div called footer links and use bunch of these privacy, and I'm just gonna do privacy policy. I'm just gonna copy and paste it a bunch of times. Put it to terms. Put that to returns. That to shipping. I can put that to support. And yeah, that is all it. I just need to change these now. And do terms of service, our TOS. And terms and services. And also do returns and exchanges. Just like that. Now I'm going to do shipping info. Shipping info, and also lastly I'm going to do customer support. And after doing all that, and down here do a p tag, and I'm going to copy this footer tag. So this will be the copyright reserves that we need, and that is all of our HTML. So let's move on to CSS and actually style this bad boy. So let's go ahead and actually style. So what I'm going to do here is put the usual code. I'm just going to do margin 0, padding 0, and box sizing. I'm going to put border box. What I'm going to do here is do body and do font family. I'm going to put enter. And also do enter, and I'm gonna do all of these. I don't need all of these, but I'm just gonna put up to here. And here, after this, what I'm gonna do is cut all of these. And yeah, just like that. That is the font that we'll be using. After that, I'm gonna put a line height of 1.6. Just like that. I'm gonna put it. Now for color, what I'm going to do is do just 1A, 1A, which is a kind of a black color. For background, I'm just going to do FA. And that is our body. So initially, what I'm going to do for header, I'm going to do position, I'm going to put it to fixed. I'm also going to do top 0. I'm also going to do width 100% and do background RGBA 255 and do 0.95. And here what I'm going to do is do backdrop filter. I'm going to put a blur of 20 pixels and also do z index of 1000. And also do border bottom of 1 pixel solid E0 just like that. And here what I'm going to do is put nav, do display flex. I'm going to do justify content. I'm going to do space between, and also do align items. I'm going to put it to center. Padding, I'm just going to do 1 rem and 2 rem. And do max width, I'm going to do 1400 pixels, and margin, do auto, just like that. And next for the logo, for styling logo, what I'm going to do is put the font size to 2 rem, font weight to 800, and also do letter spacing to minus 0.02 em. I'm going to do color, I'm just going to put it black, just like that. That'll be the logo. Next is nav links. What I'm going to do here for nav links, I'm just going to do text decoration none first. And also do color. I'm going to put it to this. And also do font weight. I'm going to put it to 500. Font size, I'm going to put it to 1 rem. I'm just going to do transition. I'm just going to do color 0.3 seconds at ease. And also do position set to relatives. Right? Oh, that was for A. Never mind. So what I'm going to do here is also put a nav links. Now, this is the actual container. What I'm going to do is to display flex and do list style none, and also do gap of 2.5 rem. After doing that, that will be just like that. I accidentally styled the A by looking, so I'm sorry about that. So next one I'm going to do is do nav links A hover, and just change the color to kind of a blue. So what I'm going to do here essentially is basically put a effect. Now in hover, you'll see just like that, right? What I'm going to do here is put nav links. I'm going to put A after. I'm going to make a line. So I'm just going to do that position. I'm going to set it to absolute. Bottom to -5 pixels. Also do left 0 and width. Initially it will be 0 and it will be height, it will be 2 pixels, and also background, it will be this one right here. And also do transition, window width 0.3 seconds at ease. What I'm going to do here is now nav links A, when hovered, it will trigger the after and it will only change the width to 100%. So if we can now click this, as you can see, the line appears. That is our styling. And now for the nav icons, which is the nav actions, sorry, which is the card, what I'm going to do here is put the display flex. Align items, I'm going to put it to center. And gap, I'm going to put it to 1 rem between the icon and the thing, right? So if I go here, this is the thing. And what I'm going to do here is put a cart button. Hope I didn't butcher the name. Yeah. Okay. Almost. So what I'm going to do here is set the position to relative. And here I'm going to set the background to E9, EC, EF. And also do border 2 pixels, solid, E9, EC, EF. And also do padding, I'm going to put it to 0.8 rem, 1.2 rem. Also do border radius set to 12 pixels, and also do cursor set to pointer. Also do transition set to all 0.3 seconds at ease. Font size, I'm going to do 1.1 rem. Also do display flex. And line item set to center, and gap I'm going to set to 0.5 rem. Now with that, that is a good old button just like that. Now what I'm going to do is do card button hover. So when we hover over it, right, when we hover over it, can you guys hear me? You hover over it, I'm just going to change the background to something white. So I'm just going to do F, that's white, and border color, I'm going to change that to that, and also do transform, translate at Y, -1 pixels, and also do box shadow, I'm going to do 0, 4 pixels, and 12 pixels, and RGBA set to 0, 122, 255, and 0.15. So with that, when you hover over it, as you can see, it has a cool effect. And next is card count, right? Card count, what I'm going to do is just do background. I'm going to set it to red. So this is FF3B30, 3B30. That's red. I'm going to do color, white. And also do border, radius 50%. Just like that. And also do min width. I'm gonna do 20 pixels. And also do I need to fix it. Height, I'm gonna do 20 pixels as well. Also do font size, I'm gonna do 0.75 rem. And here I'm gonna do display flags, align items, set to center, justify content set to center, font weight 600. Now with that, it should be exactly just like that. And yeah, it's well structured. Now next is hero. What I'm going to do here is hero. For hero, height will be 100 vh. And background, it will basically take, because it's a hero, it should take 100. It will be display flags. And align items, I'm going to set to center. Also do justify content set to center. Text line set to center. For that, what I'm going to do is also do position relative. And also do overflow. I'm going to do overflow set to hidden. Set to hidden just like that. And yeah. Now next is the hero background, right? What I'm going to do here is do hero BG. As you know, the hero is the background. What I'm going to do is do top 0. I'm going to do left 0. I'm going to do right. I'm going to do 0. I'm going to do left. No, actually bottom. I'm going to do 0. And for background, what I'm going to do is put in URL, which I have right over here. Let me just copy that. And yeah, that should be it. So next thing what I need to do is do center/cover. And if you do that, it should appear. Oops. And it's like that. There we go. Right? And here, opacity, I'm going to set to 0.7. Now you can kind of see it. You can see text. Now what I need to do is do hero content. Now what I'm going to do here is do position. I'm going to set it to relative. Also do z index. I'm going to set it to 2. It will make it come up. I'm going to do color. I'm going to set to white and do max width. I'm going to do 700 pixels. I'm going to do padding 0, and 2 rem. That is hero content. What I'm going to do next is do hero h1. Then inside everything else. Now font size, I'm just going to do 4 rem, very big, just like that. And font weight, I'm going to do 800. Also do margin bottom, I'm going to do 1.5 rem. Letter spacing, I'm going to do minus 0.03 rem. EM. And with that, I'm just going to do hero P, which is the paragraph. Font size, I'm going to do 1.3 rem. I'm also going to do opacity. I'm going to set to 0.9. Margin bottom, I'm going to do 3 rem. And also do font weight. I'm going to do 300. After doing that, that is the paragraph. Okay, the thing is not getting applied, as you can see. So what I need to do is check why it isn't showing. So after hero, there's paragraph, which is right over here. what I can do is do that, and I can just do hero. Oh, okay, I see why it's not working. There we go. For some reason I didn't see that. Now after that, what I need to do is put a CTA button, or what am I saying? I'm just styling the button, which is the show collection. Now for this, I'm going to do background, I'm going to put it to white. Color, I'm going to put it to black, I guess. Also do padding, I'm going to set to 1.3, 1.2 rem, and 3 rem. Also do border none. I'm going to do font size, I'm going to 1.1 rem. Also do font weight, 600. Cursor to pointer. Transition, I'm going to set to all 0.3 seconds at ease. Now, I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Now, text decoration, obviously I need to set the text decoration to none, so that will get rid of the underline. I also do a display inline block. After doing that, it looks just like that, and it looks pretty cool. Now for the CDA button hover, what I'm gonna do is just do a few stuff. We have already put transition. I'm just gonna do transform, translate, and add Y to -2 pixels. It will just lift up. And since I'm just doing that, I'm also gonna add a box shadow. So I'm just gonna do 8, 25 pixels, and also do RGBA 255, 255, 255, and do 0.3. Now if you do that, it looks pretty cool, just like that. And yeah, that is our hero section. Now let's go ahead and actually style our product section. Now for the product section, I'm just gonna add padding. Let's say 5 rem and 2 rem. I'm also gonna do max width. I'm gonna set to 1400 pixels, and do margin. I'm gonna do 0 auto. And also do background, I'm gonna set it to this color right here. It's working. Next thing that I need to do is style the section title. Now what I'm going to do here is do text align. I'm going to set it to center, just like that, and also do margin bottom set to 4 rem, just like that. Now for the section title H2, what I can do here is do font size 3 rem, font weight 600, a little bit darker, margin bottom set to 1 rem, and also do letter spacing, do -0.02 em, and also do color. If we do that, then yeah, just like that, it looks according to that. And now next is filters, which is the sorting mechanism for all of these buttons. So for this, I'm just going to use display flex. I'm going to do justify content. I'm going to set it to center. Gap, I'm going to do 1 rem, and margin bottom, I'm going to give probably 4 rem. Also do flex wrap. I'm going to set it to wrap. Now there we go. Now next is filters button, which is all of the individual button. Hopefully I give the same name for this. There we go, I did give it. Now background, I'm going to set it to white. It will disappear. Oh, it will not disappear either. There'll still be that. And I'm going to do 2 pixels solid. I forgot that it still had fonts of black, but oh well. So next one I'm going to do is also give this border. And next one I'm going to do is give a padding of 0.8 rem and 2 rem. I'm also going to give border radius of 8 pixels. I'm also going to give a cursor, a pointer, transition of all 0.3 seconds at ease, and do font weight 600, and also do font size. I'm going to give 0.95 rem. There we go. Now I need to make a hover for this, and also we can also make active. So I also need to make active first of all. What I'm going to do here is also give it a active and dot filter button hover. This will both have a similar effect. Now first I'm going to give the background, I'm going to set it to black. I'm also going to give color to white. I'm also going to give watercolor to something like this too. And also gonna give transform translate at -1 pixels. Now if I do that, now this is all set to active. As you can see, it looks pretty cool. Now we don't have any content because we still need to add it, but yeah. Next is product grid. What I'm going to do is do products. I'm going to put it to product grid. I'm going to do display grid and do grid template columns. Is it to repeat and out of it? Individual will be somewhere around 320 and do one fraction. Now we don't have any products in the grid, so what I'm gonna do is make a dummy first. So inside this product grid, right, which is right over here, what I'm gonna do is basically make a dummy product HTML thing, right? So what I'm gonna do here is, give me a second. So first what I need to do is make a div called product card. Like this, I'm gonna make a product card. And here it will have a data category. Data category of this. Now the thing that you might be thinking, what is this doing, is this is so I can directly just copy paste it to my JavaScript. So this right here is string interpolation if you use backtick in JavaScript. So I'm just doing that. Now for image, I'm just using I'm just gonna use that. So I'm just gonna do product image, which will be the image that will be coming from the array of objects that we'll be creating. So I'm just gonna do class. I'm gonna just give it product image, just like that. Here under this, I'm just gonna make a div for product info, and here h3, and it will have a class of product title, and we'll have a content of product dot title, just like that. And here it will have a paragraph tag with a class of product category. And yeah, and under this, what I'm going to do is put few things. I'm going to do product and do category dot char at 0 dot to uppercase. This is capital. This basically, I'm just changing the whatever character to uppercase, and I'm also doing that and to product dot category dot slice, and put it 1 here, and also do that. Now if we do that, that is our thing that we'll basically doing. This will basically slice and also change it to uppercase, just like that. Now next what I'm going to do is make a class for product price and do that. Product price. And now I'm going to make a button with the class of add to cart, and I'm going to do add to cart, And after this, what I'm going to do is do a on click and put add to cart. What I'm going to do is do product dot. If we do that, I think we are good to go. Now, obviously, we don't have this ID. Now, we're just saying what is the product thing. But after doing this, I think we are good to go. Or this is all that we have to make for JavaScript. We'll be doing it, don't worry. We also have to make other few things. We'll be doing in a bit though. So for now, it's just this much. Let's go ahead and style this card. What I need to do here is do product card, and I'm going to choose a background of white. I'm also going to do border radius set to 16 pixels. Overflow, I'm going to set it to hidden. Box shadow, I'm going to do 0, 4 pixel, 20 pixels. There's RGBA and do 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0.08. And also do transition, I'm going to set to all 0.4 seconds at ease. Come down here. Also do cursor, set to pointer, and also do border. 1 pixel, solid. F0, F0, F0. Just like that. That's our title. Now for the product card hover image, product card hover, what I'm going to do is do width. I'm going to set to 100%. Height, I'm going to set to 280 pixels. Object fit, I'm going to set to cover for the image. As you can see. Here, what I'm going to do here is do product. Now after that, oh shit, this is not for the hover effect, sorry, this is for the, now for hover, I'm just gonna, I actually installed the wrong thing, and do box shadow, I'm just gonna put it to 0, 20 pixel, 40 pixel, and RGBA, I'm gonna do 0, 0, 0, 0.12. And yeah, I think that should be it. So next one, what I need to do is style the image. Now this is the thing that I wanted to do. I accidentally styled the wrong thing. And here what I'm going to do is do image and do object fit. I'm going to set to cover. Cover, right? Here, what I'm doing is now for the product info. What I need to do is just give padding of 2 rem, just like that. And here, what I'm basically doing is also need to give a product title. Now for the product title, I'm just going to give a 1.3 rem. I'm going to give font weight of 700, and also do margin bottom. I'm going to do 0.5 rem. Also do color set to black, just like that. And yeah, that's title. Now, next thing that we need to make is product category. Let me just scroll down a little bit. And here what I'm going to do is do product, but this time it will be category, just like that. And what I'm going to do here is do color. I'm going to give it a grayish color, so I'm going to do 888. Font size, I'm just going to give 0.9 rem, just like that. Also give margin bottom to around 1.2 rem. Also going to give text transform, I'm going to do uppercase. Also do letter spacing, I'm going to give 0.5 pixels, and also do font weight 500. So that is our product category, just like that. And now what I'm going to do here is do product price. I'm just going to do font size 1.4 rem, right? And also going to do font weight 800. I'm also going to give color of black. I'm going to give a margin bottom of around 1.5 rem. That is the product price. Just like that. Scroll down more. Now next is the actual button, right? What I'm going to do here is call the button first. So add to cart, just like that. And here I'm going to give a width of 100%. So it will take the whole card for itself, the whole line for itself, just like that. Now for background, I'm going to do black, and I'm going to do color white, obviously. And also going to do border, I'm going to do none. I don't want any border. Border radius, however, I'm going to give 8 pixels. Padding, I'm going to give 1 rem. Cursor set to pointer. Transition, I'm going to give all 0.3 seconds at ease. I'm also going to give font size to 1 rem. After all that, there we go. That is our add to cart button. Next is add to cart hover. So just like that, I'm going to give background. Just like that, I'm going to give a grayish background. And here, when you hover over it, it will kind of shine. That is the color. And also going to give a transform of translate -1 pixels. So it'll lift up a little bit up when we hover over it. Okay, that is our feature. So what I'm going to do here is, now that is our product card, right? I'm going to cut this, and here I'm going to make a variable in JavaScript saying, let's say const feature card, just like that. And I'm going to make a string. I'm going to paste the string inside it, and that will be there, just like that. Save here, and that will disappear from here. And yeah, that is, I'm going to do just like that. Now, next thing that we need to style is the cart model, which is these all these things. So for that, what I'm going to do is do cart model. I'm going to call the model first. I'm going to actually comment saying cart model actually, just like that. And under this, what I'm going to do is basically make some, first things first is fixed. So this will be on the left, right? So it needs to be fixed. I'm going to do top 0. I'm going to do left 0. I'm also going to do width 100%. I'm also going to do height 100%. I'm also going to do background set to RGBA. And probably this. I'm going to change that to this. Just like that, and do z index. I'm going to set to 2000 to make sure that stays on top every single time, no matter what there is. And last, I'm going to do display none. So right now, I'm going to do display none, right? Like this, all of these div right here. Oh, okay. After doing all of this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to uncomment this part out. Now this is actual the cart model, right? This, what I'm basically doing is basically making the thing. So here what I need to do is do background filter, background cart model. I will do background. What I'm going to do here is do background filter. I'm just going to do blur 10 pixels. So with that said, that should be how it should look, honestly, for now. So if we do that, then I'm basically good. Next thing we have to do, let's scroll down, and next thing that we need to make is the cart content. So what I'm going to do here is do cart content, and I forgot dot here. That says class CSS selector. Now what I'm going to do here is put this position absolute. We're going to do right 0, top 0. I'm going to do height. I'm going to do 100%, just like that. And also going to do width to, let's say, 400 pixels, 450 pixels. And height, I'm just gonna, background, I'm just gonna do that. So that will be a right to left swipe, just like that. And now what I'm gonna do is do padding. I'm gonna put it to 2 rem. Also gonna do overflow y to auto, just like that. Also gonna do transform. I'm gonna do transform. Scroll down. I'm gonna do translate to x and do 100%. That will basically make that disappear. And do transition. I'm gonna transform to 0.4 seconds at ease. Okay. So when it is clicked, I'll basically add a class list, or I'm going to add a class to the card model that is card active. So that what it'll basically do is change the card content. I'm just going to change the transform to translate at x0. So if you do that, that will basically come here. They'll basically put it just like that. It will basically swipe it just like that. And yeah, looks pretty cool. I still have to make this. I'm just going to put a quick comment here saying that. So I'm going to put a comment under it saying, for now, I'm going to put it at 0. So for now, what I'm going to do here is put a comment saying put 300% after done. Just like that. And yeah, that should be it. The next thing that we need to do is style the card header. So I'm just going to do display flex, justify content to space between, and also do align items to center, and also do margin bottom to around 2 rem, and also do border bottom to 2 pixels solid f0 f0 f0, just like that. And here what I'm going to do is do padding bottom to 1 rem. As you can see, it looks clean already. Now I need to style the card header, just like that. What I'm going to do here is put font size. I'm going to put 1.5 rem. Also do font weight. I'm going to do 700, very dark. And yeah. Also do color and put it white. I'm not white. I mean black. And yeah, that's the header. So I need to now need to style the close card, which is this close button right here. What I'm going to do is do background and just put F8, F9, F8, and do border none. And do width, I'm going to give 40 pixels, height, same thing, just like that. And do border radius, I'm going to do 50%. Font size, I'm going to make it a little bigger. And do cursor set to pointer, and do transition pointer, and do transition. I'm just going to do background 0.3 seconds at ease. Oh yeah. Now I need to make that for hover, so I'm just going to copy that, paste it here, cut everything except the background, because the only thing that I need is the background. Now I'm going to change the color just like E9, EC, EF. I'm doing that. Looks pretty clean. And yeah. Oops, I meant to do hover. There we go. There you go. It looks clean. The next thing what I need to do is now style the card item, which is everything here. What I'm going to do is do card item and do display flex, also do gap 1 rem, also do margin bottom to around 1.5 rem, also do padding bottom to 1.5 rem, also do border bottom to around 1 pixel solid, kind of grayish color, which is just like that. Okay. There we go. Give me a second, guys. So what I need to do here is this needs to be ID, not class. But I can make I'm thinking. But right now it's empty card, which is this is by default. What we can do is probably make a card item here for now. So what I'm gonna do here is probably make the JavaScript. So what I'm gonna do here is for now I'm gonna cut this and come here. I want to make another variable saying tempo HTML, for which temporary HTML, and just for now I'm just going to paste the structure right here. I'm going to recreate this to whatever we are appending inside this card using JavaScript. So for that, what I'm going to do is make a card item, and I'm going to make an image. Again, I'm going to make it according that will suit the JavaScript. So I'm going to do item.image, that will be the JavaScript that we'll be using. Also going to do the same thing, saying item.title, just like that. And here what I'm going to do, also give a class of cart item image. And now under this, what I'm going to do is make a div called class, not cart info, cart item info. Inside this, I'm going to make a div saying cart item title. I'm gonna make two of these. It's gonna do into two, just like that. The first thing that we'll be making is item.title. This will be the title. And now I need to change that, saying price. As you have guessed, this will be the price. So I'm just gonna set that to first. What I'm gonna do inside this, what I'm gonna do is I need to fix this. So for that, I'm just going to use item.price times item.quantity. So that will be that, and dot to fixed, and give it to, just like that. That's not a div. So after this, what I'm going to do is do quantity controls, and here I'm going to make a button that will have a class, class of quantity button. And inside this, what I'm going to do is put a icon tag. So I'm just gonna copy one of these here, just like that. That will be a plus icon. Basically, not actually first I need to make minus, and here after that I'm going to do that. I'm going to do plus, and yeah, that should be good. The thing here is I need to give the same styling, but they will have a different on clicks. So this will be update quantity. Actually I think I can make it in same, so I'm just going to give same. So I'm just going to give update quantity, and inside this what I'm going to do is give an ID of item.id and do comma and give -1. After that, what I'm going to do is basically just copy this and paste it right over here. The only difference is I'm just going to increase that by 1, and that is our card item div. So now I just need to style it. Come back here to CSS and style the thing. I've already styled the actual thing. So what I need to style further is the cart image, and do cart item image. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do width. I'm going to set the width of the image first, which is the product image, and do height 80 pixels, and also do object fit cover. I have a pre-made JavaScript object that to use. So the one thing I forgot to put is a label. So I'm just going to do span here and put item.quantity. I mean, it's not a label, it's like the thing. But yeah, so what I'm going to do here is class. I'm just going to do class.quantity. Just like that. And yeah, that should be it. And that is all for the image, I believe. So next thing I need to style is the next thing I need to style is card info. Card item item info. I'm gonna do flex 1. And here what I'm doing is basically doing card item title. Do font weight 600. I'm also going to do margin bottom set to 0.5 rem. Also do color of that. And yeah, that is our thing. So next thing I need to do is put item.price. I'm going to do color. I'm just going to put it to black. Just like that. And also gonna give font weight of 700. Just like that. And here what I'm gonna do is to give a font size of 1.1 rem. Just like that. Now it looks kind of bad, but once we style it, it will look good. Don't worry. Oops. So next thing I need to do is give a quantity controls and do display flex, align items center, also do gap of 0.8 rem, also do margin bottom to 0.8 rem. Just like that. Controls. Now it's quantity button, so I'm just gonna do quantity btn and do background. I'm gonna set the background to this and also do border 1 pixel solid. This one right here, I'm gonna do width. I'm gonna give 32 pixels and also give a height of 32 pixels. Okay, it's a really long CSS, I know, but bear with me here, guys. Now, next thing that I need to do is give the border radius. Border radius, I'm just going to give 6 pixels. I'm going to give cursor pointer, display flex. I'm also going to give align items to center. Also give justify content to center. Font weight, I'm going to give 600. Also give transition to all 0.3 as at ease. And yeah, once we put the thing, it will look good. Don't worry. So the next thing that I need to make is the quantity button hovers. So I'm just going to copy that, paste it here. Now I'm just going to change the background. I don't think I need to change anything else. And the background, I'm just going to switch between this, and yeah, that's it. Now if I do that, yeah, it looks clean. Now the actual quantity, so the actual quantity, font weight, I'm going to make it a little bit darker. Also give a min width of 20 pixels and also give a text line of center. And yeah, that is our individual pricing. Now after I'm done with that. So I'm just going to cut here and I'm just going to paste it here. It'll give an error, but doesn't really matter. I copy that and paste it here. Just gonna format document. I'm gonna copy that and now replace that with that and change it to cart items. I forgot you cannot do that. And I'm just gonna use camel casing. So yeah. So that is our 2 HTML structure that will use that we will use from JavaScript to actually modify. So yeah, after that is the cart total. So what I'm going to do here is to margin top, I'm going to give 2 rem. Padding top is I'm going to give 2 rem. Border top, I'm going to give 2 pixel solid E0, E0, E0. Just like that. Right now it says your cart is empty, which we want by default, right? If anything isn't selected. And yeah, that is our cart total. Like that. Next thing that we need to do is actually put a total price. We're going to style the actual price. Font size, I'm going to give 1.6 rem. Just like that. It's bigger. And font weight, I'm going to give 600. Actually, I don't think 600 will do anything, so I'm just going to give 800. And margin bottom, I'm just going to give 1.5 rem. And color, I'm just going to give that. There we go. Now, next thing that I need to make is the checkout button. Checkout button, what I'm going to do is do width 100% background and give the black, not black, blue color. For color, I'm going to give white and also do border none. I'm going to give none and also do padding and do 1.2 rem. And also border, I'm going to do border radius of 8 pixels, font size of 1.1 rem, font weight of 600, cursor set to pointer, transition and do all 0.3 seconds at ease. That is the proceed to checkout button. Now I have to make the hover for this. Also remember guys, when you're making a website, putting hover effects on the putting hover effects on the buttons is always a good idea, because it makes the whole experience more interactive, you know. So next I'm just going to do translate normal. I'm just going to put it to -1 pixel. So I'm going to change the color to something more a darker green. So I'm just going to do that. Now if I do that, there we go. That changes like that. Now for the empty cart, the situation of empty cart, what I'm going to do is do text line. I'm going to put it to center. So right now it's text, it's empty. So I'm just going to do 3 rem and 1 rem. I'm just going to color. I'm just going to use 666, just like that. Now I need to style the icons. I'm just going to do empty cart icon and also do font size 3 rem. And also do margin bottom set to 1 rem. Just like that. The next thing I need to style is the checkout form. Do display none first. So initially it will look like this, right? Now what I'm going to do here is initially it will be display none, just like that, right? But for now what I'm going to do is put it block, which it's supposed to be, right? It will basically replace all of this. So you know, that is the logics we are thinking. Now right now I'm just going to do padding 2 rem, also do 0, and also do border. I'm just going to do border, not bottom. Border top, I'm going to do 2 pixel solid F0, 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 and also do margin top to 2 rem. Just like that. Which is the checkout form. Where is the form, by the way? It's down here. You see that this is the entire form, as you can see. So we are basically styling the container first. I'm saying if I made a spelling mistake. I didn't, so that's great. I mean, I already knew I didn't make it because when I put display none, it will basically change it to none, but you know, making sure I forgot. So next is checkout form. I'm just gonna do for I'm just gonna do active. So basically using the dot active dot active technique, I should say, to change that to block. So yeah, right now I'm just gonna do form. I'm just gonna do form section and do margin bottom to rem, just like that. The form section, this one right here. And yeah, we'll need to style all of these sections. The first one I'm gonna do is do form section h4. So initially I'm just gonna do font size. I'm gonna do 1.1 rem. I'm also gonna do font weight to 600. Margin bottom set to 1 rem, and also do color set to black. Just like that. That is styled. The next thing I need to do is do the form group. I need to style the container first. This is the container. So I'm just gonna do margin bottom 1 rem. I don't think I need to do anything. There we go. The next thing I need to do is to form label, form group label. I'm going to do display blocks, so the input field goes down just like that. Next marv, I'm just going to do, oops. So here what I'm going to do is do margin bottom. I'm going to do 0.5 rem and do font weight. I'm going to do 500. Color, I'm just going to change that to that. And yeah, it looks pretty alright in my opinion. The next thing I need to do is make form group input and form group select. I'm gonna style it like that. Now width I'm gonna do 100%. Padding I'm gonna do 1.8 rem. Also gonna do border. I'm gonna do 2 pixels solid. This one right here, and also do border radius set to 6 pixel. Font size I'm gonna set to 1 rem. Transition I'm gonna set to border color and do 0.3 seconds. Yep, looks pretty okay in my opinion. And yeah, okay. So the first thing I want to do in the form that is very important is set the autocomplete to off so that my information does not get leaked. No? Right? I mean, while making a website, you don't do autocomplete off, right? But like right now for the streams and my privacy, I'm just gonna do that. The next thing that I need to make is the I need to style other stuff. That is the focus. So what I'm gonna do is right now we did that, right? Now what we can do is just basically do this, but this time I'm just gonna do focus. So when you open this, we'll do nothing but change the outline to none and change the border color to our signature one right here. Now if we hover over it, as you can see, and we click over it, that works just like that. And yeah, that is all we have to do for that. Next is form row. So some things we have to do is just take the form row. So here we have made a specific wrap. We have wrapped some input fields to form row just to like make sure it looks clean. So you'll see what I'm doing in a bit. I'm basically making a basically a grid for that. So I'm just gonna do grid and do grid template columns and do one fraction and one fraction. So there'll be two. So it's side to side, just like that. It looks more cleaner that way. Now there is no gap, so you know you have to put gap. And quickly do that. Put gap 1. And it immediately looks a lot more better because like zip code and city, you don't need a whole line to itself, you know. The next is payment methods. So what I'm gonna do here is do payment methods and put display flex. Also do gap 0.5 rem and margin bottom set to 1 rem. Just like that. The next is I need to do is style the individual payment method. If we go down here, this payment method, so one is already active, so you know there's that, but like here what I'm doing is essentially putting padding. I'm going to do 0.5 rem and 1 rem. I'm going to do border. I'm going to do 2 pixels solid. This one right here, as always. The border is all the same, to be honest. And do border radius 6 pixels. Cursor set to pointer. Transition set to all 0.3 as at ease. And do font size 0.9 rem. If we go here, this is all of the things that we made. Now I haven't changed the content of this. I just realized. Do PayPal, and that is, what is that? Apple Pay. Do Apple Pay, and yeah, should look pretty clean. What does Apple Pay looks pretty small. This is kind of weird. Oh well. So if we do that does change bigger. I guess Apple Pay is small by default. Oh well, nothing can do about that. So next thing what I need to do is probably set 1 to active in a bit. So what I can do is do payment method and active and do border color. I'm gonna change that to our signature one and change the background to this one. Do I have it? I think I'm not. Do F0, F8, and FF. It's like that. Right now that one's selected, so yeah, I'm just gonna do that. That is by default selected, right? So we can change it, don't worry, but yeah. We haven't used JavaScript, so everything looks all over the place right now because we haven't hidden everything. Because logically, it should be right here. After proceed to checkout, it will show you this, and you can order after that. That is logic. So next thing that I need to make is probably the order and back to cart, which is where this thing right here. So let me quickly do that. The first thing that we need to do is the place order button, which is this one right here. What I'm going to do is do width 100%. I'm going to do background. I'm going to put it to a greenish color. So I'm just going to do 3.4, C7, and 5.9, just like that. I'm going to do color set to white. I'm going to do border set to none. I'm going to do padding set to 1.2 rem. And do border radius set to 8 pixels. Font size 1.1 rem. Also do font weight set to 600. And cursor set to pointer, and do transition set to all 0.3 seconds at ease. Margin top set to 1. And yeah, that is there, just like that, the order button. And now I need to make the hover effect again for that. And I'm just going to put hover here. The only thing I'm going to change is I'm going to add a transform and color. So Here what I'm going to do is change this to a darker green. So I'm just going to do 2, 8, A7, and 4, 5, 2, 8. And if we hover over it now, it is darker. Next thing I'm going to change is the transform. I'm going to translate -1 pixels to add more effect. Just like that. Now for the back to cart button. For the back to cart button, what I'm going to do here is do background. I'm going to set it to, I'm going to scroll down first actually. I'm going to set the background to, I don't know how much, like 6, 7. So this is the color. So I'm just going to do 657D. So that's the kind of grayish color. Next thing is I'm going to set the color to white and also do border set to none. I'm going to do padding 1 rem. I'm going to do border radius 8 pixels. Do font weight 600. I'm going to do cursor pointer. Do width 100 and also do margin bottom set to 1 rem. So that is the thing. One thing I forgot to do is put a space between the icon and that. So if I can easily fix that by doing that, and yeah, there we go, it looks cleaner. And after that that basically finishes all of that. The last thing I need to do is make a hover effect for this thing right here. And do hover. The only thing I'm going to change is the background, so I'm going to cut all of that and change that to a darker gray. So for that I'm going to do 5A, 6, 2, and 6A. So we go here and there we go. Just like that, that is done. So the thing that I need to do is I need to do all of the display nones. So here what I'm going to do is put this to 100%. I'm going to change that, and also change empty cart. So give me a second. So this I'm going to set to none. So after doing that, that solves all of the problem. So last thing that I need to do is put the footers. So I'm just going to double check quickly, saying I'm going to checking if the thing actually works. So put 0 here. Yeah, it works. And yeah, looks pretty clean. The next is the footer. So I'm just going to add this, and yeah, let's start to style the footer. The first thing is style the actual outermost containers. I'm just going to do that. This will be really dark. Now this also is very blur, so what I need to do is make it on blur. And here what I need to do is so the blur effect is going on from this, right? This. So if I just do that, and that will fix it. Our clothing brand is almost done. It looks clean. The only thing it's missing is a hamburger menu. But let's do that for a second video, because if we add that, it will basically be a really long. It's already really long, to be honest. Now, next thing that we can do is put the color to white and also do padding. Now I need to add padding, so I'm going to do 4 rem, 2 rem, and 2 rem, just like that. Come down here. I'm going to add a text align set to center. Now for the footer content, I'm going to do footer content. I'm going to do display flex. I'm going to justify. No. I need to do max width. I need to give 1400 pixels, and margin I'm going to do 0 and auto. Just like that. And for the footer links, all of these, what I need to do is do display flex, display content center, gap, gap 3 rem, and also do margin bottom set to 2 rem, and also do flex wrap set to wrap. And yeah, now we need to style the individual links. To do that, I'm just gonna do footer links I'm gonna do color set to that, and do text decoration set to none. I'm gonna scroll down actually. We're almost done, so that's good. The transition I'm gonna set to color. We'll change the color set to ease and do font weight to 500. And yeah, now I need to do footer links a hover. Now for the hover, I'm just gonna change the color. It's gonna change the color to white. And that is all of our styling. So only thing we have to make is the media query to make it responsive, and after that we are done. So what I'm gonna do here is do max width, and do 768 pixels as usual. And first I'm gonna style nav, and nav I'm gonna change the padding to 1 rem. Next thing is I'm gonna set the nav links. So nav links I'm gonna do display none. I guess we can do that for that. I guess we can also make a hamburger menu. I'm not sure. Let's make a hamburger menu. And do hero h1, I'm gonna set the font size to 2.5 rem. And also gonna do cart content, I'm gonna do with 100%. Now next is product grid. I'm gonna do grid template columns repeat auto fit min max. I'm gonna set to 280 pixels per fraction. And do gap 1.5 rem. After that we are done. Next is form row. And do grid template columns 1 fraction. Next is section title, and this is the last one. So I'm gonna do section title. I'm gonna do font size 2.2 rem. After that, that is our CSS done. I can just do format document, and yeah, that is our CSS. Great. Okay. Now let's move on to JavaScript and actually, use these things, and make it actually usable, interactable. So the first thing what I'm going to do is make a const product. And here, this will be an array of objects, just like that. So I'm going to tell you what we will be using. And after that, what I'm going to do is basically just copy paste my existing, array of objects. Okay. The first thing we need is ID, just like that. The second is title. So let's say if the first one is premium, I'm just copying from my existing array of object that I have already. And category, I'm gonna set the first one to men, I guess. Price, I'm gonna set to, let's say, $59.99. And image, I'm just gonna copy one from here. And yeah, that will be the first one. So this will be all of the things. Now this we will basically use here, right? What I'm going to do is I have a bunch of things that I already made to here. I'm basically planning to copy paste it here. Now here, if you're thinking it's just cheating, hey, it's just array of object, and I already told you what we'll basically be sorting from category, right? And just be like, it's all the same thing. We'll just map it from JavaScript to HTML. from literally this inner HTML, like you would just use inner HTML. So I'm just gonna copy paste. Now if you want the code, it will be in the description after the stream ends, so you can actually see what I copy and pasted. Okay, and yeah, that is all of our things. They're altogether 12 items that I already made, so I'm just going to copy paste that. If you want the code, it will be in the description again after the stream ends. So yeah, there we go. Now initially I'm just going to let the cart, which is the thing, will be array, right? Initially it will be empty. Now our current payment method right now, let's say current payment method, initially it will be just credit card, which makes sense, right? It is for enabling which section, because there are 3 of them. That is credit card, Apple Pay, and I believe the last one is PayPal. So yeah. So after that, what I'm gonna do is put this really down, because we will not be needing, we'll be needing one right now, but after that I'm just gonna copy paste. So yeah. Right now what I'm gonna do is do function render product. So this is the thing, this is the div that will basically render the products. I'm going to do product to render equals to products, just like that. What I'm going to do is make a grid. So this will be a grid, right? So it'll be grid. I'm going to do document.getElement by ID. I'm going to get the product grid, just like that. And here I'm just going to do grid.inner HTML. I'm just going to do products to render dot map, which is the JavaScript object. I'm going to select the individual product from the products. I'm going to do that and basically just copy and paste our entire inner HTML. I'm going to come down here, which is a featured card div. Come down here, copy this, paste it here. I'm going to format the document. After we do that, we don't need this, right? So I'm just going to cut this. Now that is done. The next thing I need to do is all of that. And the last thing I need to do is put dot join here, saying dot join, because I need to convert this into a string, right? And yeah, that should do it. I'm basically joining it from the thing. And yeah, that is there. Now next thing I need to do is make a function for filtering. I'm going to do function filter products and do category and do document dot query selector all. I'm going to use that. Call the filter button. All the filter button and do for each. For each button, I'm just gonna do button dot class list dot remove active. And here, if there is any button that already has the button already, it will remove it. In this case, it's already by default on the all items, so it will remove the styling from that button and add that into event dot target, whatever target is. I'm just gonna add the event of class list dot add active, just like that. Now if I do that, there we go. It works, as you can see. Looks pretty cool. So yeah, I think that should be done. Now next thing that we need to do is probably filter the things. So here, this will be the filter. I'm just gonna do filtering the products. Do const filter products. I'm gonna do equals to category is all. So if it is all, So products, if it is all products not filter, products not filter, not p here and do that here, and p dot category equals to category. It's like that. I put 4, I don't know why, it's weird. And yeah, I'm just gonna do render products. Render products and do filter products. And I'm just gonna render them, and that should be fine. So after that, I'm gonna make a function for add to cart. I'm gonna do add to cart here. Do product ID. So the thing that I need to make, what I'm gonna do here is do ID. I'm gonna do const product. I'm gonna do const product here and do products dot find p. So if we do that, and p dot id equals to product id, if that happens, and just do const existing item equals to cart dot find. I'm gonna find that item here, and after that, the condition to find that item is id, and it will match the product id. It's like that. Now it will I basically have the product and the existing item. Now I'm going to check if the existing item exists. If it does, then do existing item dot quantity. I'm just going to raise the quantity by 1, just like that. Else I'm just going to do cart dot push. I'm going to push product and do quantity 1, just like that. And after that, I'm just going to do update cart count. This is the function that we'll be making in a bit, don't worry. Now next thing I have to make is render cart. After that, I think it should be done. Do I have any things here? Item is not defined, 153. I mean, it is not defined. Oh well. So here what I need to do is probably make the thing, but like, yeah, it's fine. Now after that, what I'm gonna do is after rendering the product, I need to show the success. I'm just gonna do button equals to event dot target, and here what I'm gonna do is cons. I'm just gonna do original text. Now here first I'm gonna store the original text of the button into this, which is button dot text content, right? And here I'm going to do is button.inner HTML. I'm just gonna put it HTML saying class FES FE check, and do that, close that, and close I, and say added. Just like that. And I'm gonna do button dot style dot background. I'm just gonna do something like, I'm change the color to 34 C7 and 59, And here I'm just going to do set timeout. Timeout will be of 1 second. And here what I'm going to do is do button.textContent. Button.textContent equals to original text, and button.style.background equals to, I'm going to set that to black again. And yeah, that is our add to cart function. Next thing I need to do is make the function to remove the item from the cart. So I'm going to do remove from cart. This will basically take product as a parameter, product ID, and do cart equals to, I'm basically going to filter it. I'm going to do cart.filter, and it will filter the item. Now, on which basis it will do is basically check that ID of the item.id is not equals to product ID, right? And yeah. And here I'm just gonna do update cart from the cart and render cart. There we go. Next thing that I need to make is probably update quantity. Now what I'm gonna do here is to function update quantity. So this is the thing that will basically change the quantity. So what I'm going to do here is to change, and here I'm just gonna get the item first, cart.find item equals to item.id equals to product ID, and here if item exists, if item exists and it returns true, then do item.quantity equals to change. And here I'm going to do a nested loop, and after that I'm going to change the item.quantity is less than or equals to 0. Now this is a special condition. If with that, I'm just going to do remove cart and just going to do product ID. It will basically remove that item from the cart. And do else. I'm going to do update. Well, I'm just going to do update cart count. Update cart count and do render. Now there we go. That is our logic for update quantity. The next thing that I need to do is make the actual update cart count, right? This is very simple. First, I need to get the first thing I need to get is this value right here. What I'm going to do here is to get the count, which makes sense, and do cart.reduce. I'm going to use the reduce. It's also another higher order function. Inside this, there will be two parameters, that is total and item. And first, it will get two of those. Now take the cart and do total plus item quantity, item.quantity. It will basically check that and do it to 0. And after that, what I'm going to do is do document.getElementById and to get that cart count. I'm going to update that using text content equals to, and yeah, that is our update cart counts. Now I need to make the render cart. Now this is actually a really bigger function. So what I'm going to do here is do function render cart. Here first I need to get the cart DOM. So I'm just going to do cart. Sorry guys. I need the cart DOM. So here I'm just going to do cart items equals to document.getElementById. When we cart items, that is the cart DOM, and do cart total equals to document.getElement by ID, and I'm going to get cart total. After that, what I'm going to do is check if the cart.length, which is the array, is equals to 0. If it is, then we need to do cart.item inner HTML. I need to set that to empty cart. So here what I'm going to do is basically come here, and we basically need this, right? We basically just need this. I'm just going to get that and append here for my document, and there we go. And that's the initial condition. Cart total, I'm just going to do cart total dot style dot display equals to none, and do return. That makes sense. Now for the actual cart items dot inner HTML, I'm going to map the cart according to all of the items that we have. I'm going to use map here. I'm going to do items, and I'm going to basically loop through all of that. Now we have already made this, so we'll basically just copy and paste it right over here and cut this because we don't need this anymore. After that, what I'm going to do is just to format document, and yeah, that is basically it. Now after that, what we need to do is also do join here. So I'm just going to do join. I'm going to join that. Hopefully that's from the map, right? Yep. Now I'm going to come here, const total. That's the total. I'm just going to do cart.reduce. I'm going to do first sum and item. And do sum plus. I'm basically getting item dot price multiplied by item dot quantity, and just do 0, just like that. And here what I'm going to do is do document dot get element by ID. I'm just going to do total price. I'm just getting the DOM here, and just append whatever thing is. Just replace the text content with that, saying total. We have used that format, so I'm going to use that. Just do total dot to fixed to. So what I need to do is that now I'm going to copy that, paste there. Now here I'm just going to do checkout total. Just going to do that, and that will basically have the same thing. And next is cart total dot style dot display. I'm just going to do block. And yeah, that is our function. Now next function that we need to create is the toggle cart. When you click on the cart, it should show the carts. So that is the toggle cart function. So this is pretty simple. I'm just gonna do const model, get the actual model first. Do document.getElement by ID and get the cart model. After getting the cart model, what you need to do is put the style.display. It says if it's already there, that means already triggered, then while clicking the cart, what it's gonna do is do model.classlist.remove the active. Right? Makes sense? Now it'll happen in a timeout. So I'm just in an interval. So I'm just gonna do 400 milliseconds on the model.style. Style.display. I'm gonna do none. If it isn't triggered and is still not empty, I'm just gonna grab that, and instead of class list dot remove, I'm just gonna do I can also do model dot style dot display equals to block and put a set timeout here. Set timeout here of 10 and do model dot class list dot add. I'm gonna add active just like that, and yeah, that should be it. Now if we open that, there should be just like that. It looks pretty cool. After all that, and also hide the checkout, so I'm just gonna do hide. We're gonna make a function later that will basically hide the checkout, so I'm just gonna do hide checkout. We call that, and yeah, initially it will be empty, so it will not say the total. So yeah, pretty cool. So next thing that we need to make is the show checkout. So first we'll make show checkout. After that we'll make the hide checkout. I'm gonna do show checkout. If I'm gonna see if cart's length is equals to 0. If it is, immediately return because you cannot check out if there's no items in cart. First thing I need to make is document.get. I need to get element of cart items, and also need. I can't see anything, so what I need to do is do style here. I'm gonna do display equals to none, just like that. Now I just need to do, I'm going to copy paste this 2 times. And next is the card total. And this is the checkout form. Do checkout form. I'll display both of that to none. Now I'm just going to do this. I'm going to set the class list add to active. Just like that. Next thing I need to do is put the hide checkout. So it's basically, you know, opposite of this. It doesn't have this because it doesn't make sense because it's hide checkout. I'm just gonna do hide. Now this will all of that just be opposite. So this will be block, this will be block, and this will basically remove it. And yeah, that's it. That's the hide checkout function. After that, what we need is to function select payment. Select payment just like that. I'm going to do method here. This will be the parameter. Now current payment method equals to method, right? And document dot get element by ID. Not ID, actually I'm just going to use query selector all because we need multiple of these because we have 3 of the payment methods, right? Now payment method, I'm just going to select that and I'm going to loop it using for each, and I'm just going to do button equals to button dot class list dot remove, and remove active here. And basically gonna do event dot target dot class list dot add. I'm just gonna do the active, and yeah, next is cons credit card. Next is credit card. We still have a lot of JavaScript left to go, but we will do it slow by slow. We'll just go slow. Don't worry, guys. Now, what I'm going to do here is basically I'm going to do credit card form. In the credit card form, I'm just going to do document. I'm going to get the DOM element first, saying credit card form. Now if I go here and which is the credit card form, I haven't made the things, so I need to make it. There we go, the create card form, just like that. Next thing I need to do is probably do if method equals to credit. Now, if method equals to credit, just do credit card form dot style dot display equals to block. Otherwise, give that to none, like that. Now, another function that we need to make is the process order, which basically simulate a processing order thing. So first that I need to get the event, right? Now, again, I'll basically prevent the thing from reloading. So I'm just going to do prevent default here and do if cart dot length is equals to 0, immediately return, obviously. Do const dot form data. I'm going to get the form data from the HTML. I'm just going to make that a new form data and do event dot target, just like that. Do const order data equals to, this will basically be the thing. So here it will have three things, right? What I need to do is first is I need to make an item for a cart, right? And to make the total. Now for that I'm going to use cart.reduce and do sum item, the same thing. I'm just going to do sum plus item dot price and times item dot quantity and second parameter 0. That will be the reduce. Now next thing I need to make is customer, just like that. I'm going to make customer. I forgot comma here. I'm going to make this and do name and put form data dot get full name. So this will basically get the full name from there. Email and do form data dot get email. Also do phone. Let's get form data dot get phone, if there is phone. The next thing it will do is put shipping here. What I'm basically doing is putting that and do address. Now address, it will basically get form data dot get address. Right now I'm just gonna copy, paste. This will be city. I'm just gonna copy that, paste here. This will be zip code. Copy that, paste here. I forgot comma, so I'm just gonna put comma, just like that. And last one is country, and I can just copy and paste it just like that. Now next is payment. I'm just gonna do that. Put comma here. That solves the issue. The method initially will be current payment method. There we go. That is form handling. Now we need to simulate a form. So for that, what I'm thinking is basically just doing, I'm gonna get the place order button first. Just like that. I'm just gonna do document.get LA, and I shall do query selector. Do place order button. After getting the place order button, I'm just gonna do place order button dot inner HTML. I'm just gonna put this. I'm going to use so when clicking on the place order button, right, what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to put a class of spinner. So basically spin, I have a spin, and basically do that just like that, and say processing just like that, and do that, and after that what I'm going to do is do placeholder button dot disabled. I'm just going to do true and use set timeout. The timeout will be of 2 seconds. I'm going to alert the user saying some few things. What I can do is order placed successfully, just like that. I can do /n here and put few other stuff. Actually, I'm just gonna do that. I don't need to complicate it. Yeah, it should be fine. Next, I'm just gonna reset the cart just like that. Update the cart count. I'm gonna render the cart. Also gonna toggle the cart, putting the cart away. I'm also gonna do event.target.reset. And at last, I'm just gonna do placeorder button.innerHTML. I'm gonna reset the HTML to whatever that was. So I'm just gonna do that, and I'm gonna change that inner HTML. Why did I put bracket there? Do that, and do place order by default, and I'm also gonna change that to a rocket. That is a default, and after that what I'm gonna do is do place order button dot disabled. I'm just gonna set that to false, and yeah, that is about it, what we need to do for that. And now I'm just going to format the document, and yeah, that is it. Now, a few other stuff that I need to do is format the last final thing that we need to make is the formatter. What I'm gonna do is do document.add event listener. We'll basically be using we'll basically use regex for that as a function, just like that. And now for that, I'm just gonna get the card number first. Input equals to document document.getElement by ID. I'm just gonna get the card number. I'm gonna do that, and this will be our expiry input. And just do expiry date here, CVV, using the CVV input, and just cut that, paste here, and cut that, and yeah, that is about it. So what I need to do here is get all of these, saying cart input. If it is cart input, I'm basically giving that and giving add event listener. I'm listening to input, and function, I'm basically going to do let value. I'm going to use a regex here, saying e.target.value.replace. I'm going to replace to that, just like that. And here I'm just going to replace that with this one right here. 0 to 9 and just do GI and do that. Now I need to format the values, so I'm just going to do formatted value is equals to value dot match equals to slash dot 1.1 to 4. After 1 to 4, not much, it will basically join automatically. It will join from a space and just do value. Now you dot target, the target dot value. I'm just going to do formatted value, and there we go. I had to make for other two. This one's for expiry input. You can do expiry input dot add event listener. You need to listen to the input and trigger a function like that. Let value equals to e dot target dot value dot replace. We'll replace them with d and just d slash g and this right here. After that, what I'm going to do is if the value is the length is greater than or equals to 2, then value equals to value dot substring. Substring is limit is 0 to 2 plus slash will automatically put a slash because a date, right? And do value dot substring. That will be 2 to 4. So basically what I'm doing is this is the value from 0 to 2. So I'm saying 1 and first 2 characters. After that, just put doing that, just put a forward slash between them. Do e dot target dot value. I'm just gonna do value and equals to value. So that is our input. After that, we have our last one, so that is CVB input. So for that, I'm just gonna do CVB dot add event listener. I'm gonna listen to input. We'll trigger a function same as other and do e dot target dot value equals to e dot target dot value or replace. I'm just gonna replace that with this. I'm just gonna do that and do that 0 to 9. 0 to 9 and basically change that to G and use that to that. I forgot this. There we go. And also do substring to that put to 0.024. And yeah, that is it. That is all of the things I need to do. And yeah, that's about it for that function that DOM-loaded. Now, next thing that we need to do is make a background for the card model. I'm basically making, when you click on the background, it will basically make the model disappear, which should be relatively easy. So I'm just making it quickly. I'm gonna listen to a click on the background. So how do I know it's background? When pass, I'm gonna listen to that and check if target dot is equals to this. If it is, then just do toggle card and that. There we go. And after that is I need to make a scroll button. So I'm just gonna do query selector all. After that, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna get the href of all the href, just like that. Oops, I also need to do that. So after that, what I'm going to do is loop all of that into anchor and do this anchor dot add event listener. I'm going to listen to a click and do function e and do e. First I'm going to prevent it from reloading, and after that do const target dot document dot query selector and get this dot get attribute just like that, and just get href. And after that, what I'm going to do is if target, then target dot scroll into view. Now this requires an object. So first parameter is behavior. So I'm just going to do behavior. Now behavior will be smooth, and that will be start. So that is all the things that we need, and that's done. Last I need to just I need to come down here. At last I just need to document dot add event listener. I need to listen to the page loading, do DOM loaded, and when the DOM loads, I'm just gonna render the products, and at last update the card count. We do that. After doing that, every single one of the things should be ready. So that is the things that we made. Few of the things are not working, but it's not a big deal. The sorting is working perfectly, as you can see, just like that. When you click on home, it takes me back to home, scrolls and shop collection, it will come to there. After that is the footer section. That will lead to nothing because it's not connected to anywhere anyways. So next is the card item. When you click on the card, first what I need to do is, let's say, give me a second, it's not listening to that. Click on that. So it's giving null. So in JavaScript 181, so I'm just gonna go to 181. 181, right? 87. Okay, so that card count is getting null. So what I need to do is go back to here and do card count. So there we go. There we go. That's your debugging, just like that. And come down here, and if we click on that, there we go. It says added. I can also add a watch if I want. Let's say a there. Everything will be loaded just like that. As you can see, also says the total. It can also increase just like that. It can decrease as just like that. And you can proceed to checkout. Now for the checkout, I can basically put tree information. This is also not working. Okay, so if I just do this, put something, @gmail.com, put some address, some code, and some zip code, select one country. If I do that, just like that, and put just like that. Also name on the card, I'm just gonna put that, and order. Thanks, and there you go, order placed successfully. The only thing that's not working is this sorting, which should be relatively easy. So give me a second. So let me fix that. So for that, I'm just gonna do that. Check out here. So to fix it, what I can do is probably first close that and search credit card form. Oh, okay, so this is a class. This should have been ID. And I think that's it. I think that should fix it. Now if let's say I add few stuff like this one, I just add few stuff. It increases, and let's just do a test and just do put, and yeah, that works. That works, as you can see, that works. And do, and after that, I'm just gonna do that, and after all that, that should say order successful. And yeah, that is our clothing brand. We are done with everything else. I don't know where to put my mic actually. I'm just gonna put it here. And that is our clothing brand. I hope you enjoyed the stream. It was really long but really fun coding alongside with you guys. And with that said, I'm really tired for the night. Good night to you guys. And with that said, I'll see you guys in another video with another project or another tutorial. Until then, I'll see you next time. Goodbye. I'm gonna end the stream actually. Bye bye.